So here I've marked out my 16.5. So I will go ahead and just insert, necessary measurements that we usually do. My shoulder is 7 inches. Okay. My armhole is 8 inches. Please go ahead and see our video on how to draft a basic bodice. So here we go down by 1. As usual, we create our 3x3 neckline. I like to use 3x3 for my tutorials. It doesn't mean that's the only kind of neckline. You can go ahead and do the neckline depth and width that you want. But for the purpose of most of the tutorials I'll be doing, I like to use 3x3 even when I'm teaching my students. So but when you are like constructing yours, you can go ahead and do some changes and all. So here, this is what we have next. I'm going to be marking down the lines that I need, my vertical lines. So my bust point here 10 inches and my under bust of 13 inches. So here I'll rule this line. So next I'm going to be marking my waist dart. Okay, no, let's work on this. Here we divide by 2, 3.5, go inwards by 0.75. I'm sure if you've been following my tutorial, you should be conversant with this part that we do. This is just basically to reduce any form of bulk excess around your armhole. So this is what I have at this point. So this is BP bust point, this is UB under bust, and this is HL. That's my half length. Okay, so right on the bust point here, I'm going to be marking my line. My bust span is 8 inches. If I divide it by 2, then I have 4 inches. So here is what I'm marking, my 4 inches for my bust span. Okay, so I have that line all the way. So next thing, I'm going to be opening up my darts depending on how I want to do this. So for basic darts, what I usually do is, if I'm working with a person that is really busty, I'll just go ahead and open up by say 0.75 on each side. But now I'm not so busty, so I'm going to open up by 1/2 inch on this side, on each of the sides. So once I'm done doing that, I'm going to go down from the bust point by 1 inch, and that's where I'm connecting this line, this dart to. So this is my waist dart. Okay, my basic dart, my waist dart. So I'm done working on this part. So next I'm going to be, this is not a shoulder dart bust here. This is just your shoulder dart, just like you have your princess dart and all. So next I'm going to be coming on the shoulder here. I'm going to check what I have here, and I will get the midpoint for whatever I have, and the midpoint falls at this point. So I have gone ahead to mark that point. So here I'm going to be connecting from here into this bust point here. So here I'm connecting from that place into my bust point. Okay, so here I've connected the 2 lines. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to be checking these 2 points. I divided it into 2, so I'm just going to be measuring it. It's 2 on each side. So that 2 inches, the 2 inches I have, I'm going to be opening up my shoulder dart by that 2 inches, which falls on this point. So I will be replacing these 2 inches of my shoulder on this other side. Please don't get confused. So here I will bring in my ruler, and I'm going to just connect this line like so. Put it this way. And extend it. Okay, do you see what we're doing from this point now? That 2 inches, one of the 2 inches that is towards the shoulder end, towards the armhole, that 2 inches, you're going to be connecting it into your bust point. From that point here, you're going to be connecting it into your bust point. So which is what I'm going to be doing. I'm using my ruler. I will connect it into my bust point here. All right, so I've connected from there to my bust point. So this is my, then I replaced these 2 inches here. Now I replaced it here, I added it here. So I'm going to be creating a new armhole. Now remember, on this point here, now we will use our ruler to actually mark a like broken line to enable us to know where that center line is. Okay, so we've marked this broken line here. We need to replace everything. Remember, all of these parts now are out. We are going to cut it out by the time we're cutting this pattern. Okay, all these other parts are out. All right, we're going to be cutting it out. So what you're going to be doing now is, on this point here, on this point, remember, see the line here, this is the line. I hope this is clear. Yes, so you measure what you have from here to here, and I'm measuring it. What I have is 1.25. so I will go ahead, this is where my armhole is. I will go ahead and I'll replace that 1.25 on this point. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll replace that 1.25 here. All right, so I'm going to be using my curved ruler. I will connect from here to here. So now on this part also, you will check follow through as a straight line. You can go ahead and just mark a straight line or anything, just so that you replace on this point. So mark, check whatever you have that you lost here. We lost 0.75 here, so we're going to be going ahead to mark back that 0.75 here. So now you bring in your curve. So you're going to be connecting from here to here, from here to here, and from here into this place. So just position your ruler very well. If you can't mark it all at once, just from here to here. So from here to this point, and from here into this place. Okay, now you have replaced that armhole. All right, so once you are done doing this like so, next thing you're going to be doing now is to be adding is to blend up this side, and I will bring in my curve and I will blend it out. I'll blend it out. So I'm blending it out into this place. I'm blending this out into this place. All right, okay, so now this is what the basic part of it looks like. If you, just in case, okay, no, maybe in another class we're going to be doing a shoulder bustier. Okay, so this is just your basic shoulder darts. So once you're done doing this, you go ahead and just add your measurements. So my bust measurement is 35. When I divide by 2, it's giving me 8.75, which I'm marking down here. My under bust is 7 inches. If I divide it, sorry, my under bust is 28 divided by 4. I have 7 inches, which I'm marking down here. So I will just go ahead and I will rule that line. I like to use broken lines because this is not the final line that we need. So once I'm done doing this now, so I'm going to go ahead and I will now add the allowance that we need. But first we need to replace everything that we've taken out here. We have taken out 1 inch, so you need to replace that 1 inch back here, and then you add your allowance. I'm going to be using an allowance of 2 inches. Okay, so now on this point you come again like on that line to replace for this line, like so. So you will check, you've lost ½ inch, so you replace that ½ inch here, and then you go ahead and add your 2 inches sewing allowance. Once you're done doing that, just place your and mark your line like this. All right, so this is what your shoulder dart looks like. This tutorial is so simple. So right now you just go ahead and cut this. So let's cut this and see what it looks like. So but remember that when you are cutting this now, at this point, this is what you are now going to cut. you're cutting this side, you're cutting like so. Like so, like so. All right, like so, and then like so. Then this other side like so, like so, like so. Okay, so let's go ahead and just cut it right now. So here, so I will just go ahead and now cut this other part out. So this is what it now looks like by the time we just sew it. So but before you sew this together, what you're going to do is that you make sure that you add 1/2 inch or this in this place. Also go ahead and add 1/2 inch in this place. Okay, add your half inch. That will help you when you're sewing. So you can just go ahead and just sew this together, and you have your shoulder. That let's use pins to hold it together. Remember, you're adding 1/2 inch. You're not sewing exactly like this. You'll be adding 1/2 inch, guys. Please remember, you're adding. I've shown you how to add your 1/2 inch. So let's just use pins and hold this. We don't have any 1/2 inch, but we'll just try and just hold it with pins, and then we'll just see what this looks like. You'll love it because it's looking really, really, really nice, even though we've not sewn it yet. So here I'm trying to, like, because this part is curved, so I'm trying to like curve it out to enable me like pin this down together. So please don't mind, it's actually a little rough, but just manage that. I just want you guys to see what you're going to be having by the time you sew this together. So this is what it is going to look like. All right, this is just for your juicy. Make sure you add the 1/2 inch. Don't forget. So remember that this is actually supposed to be 2. This one is supposed to be 2. This other one is supposed to be 2. Like, to complete it, this one is supposed to be on fold, and then this is supposed to be 2, just like this. So this is what we have. I just used pins to hold it down so that you will see what it looks like. So this is what your shoulder dart looks like. It's so simple to make, and this kind of shoulder dart is beginner friendly. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video. I'm going to see you guys in my next one. All right, bye.